Hello everyone and welcome to this week's vlog. It's been a couple of weeks since I have vlogged and I have been trying to vlog over the last couple of weeks, but I just haven't quite found, something's just been a bit off. Sometimes there's just weeks and days where you try and it just doesn't flow. I even went as far as to edit a whole vlog together to go up last Sunday. And then I was watching it back and I just was like, this is really boring. If I'd have put it up, it would just be for the sake of putting up content, and I don't need to do that, and I don't want to do that. I want to upload when I feel like uploading. And so I just scrapped the whole thing altogether because I was like, why would I put this up? And for the most part, the reason why vlogging has been a bit more difficult is because I have been back doing hair, which has been great, been amazing to be back working properly. But I am very big now, as we know, and so that also comes with its own challenges in terms of feeling uncomfortable pretty much most of the time and very tired. But I'm just trying to work as much as possible before the baby comes. I'm just going to skip though back to some footage that I did shoot for that vlog that I wanted to keep in, which explains a bit more about me doing hair and why then I wasn't able to vlog because it was just really boring. But also it's a pregnancy update, and I wanted to leave this in because you guys seem to really be enjoying the pregnancy updates, and I'm very low energy in this next update, so do bear that in mind. And it does go on for a bit, but as I say, I felt like it was important to keep it in because from talking more about pregnancy with everyone, I just feel like this is such a unique situation. So to be able to share my journey with you guys and then have people share theirs with me has been really, really helpful. So I just wanted to keep this in because it could be helpful to others, or maybe you guys can shed some light if you've had the same thing happen to you. I basically went for a checkup and then ended up having to go to hospital just for some more checks. So we're gonna roll over to that and then we'll reconvene back here. Good morning everybody. I have tried to vlog over the last couple of weeks with not much success. Have just been really, really tired. My body seems to ache all the time. I have swollen hands, which I don't know if you can really see, but this is really swollen for me. I feel like I just want to slice this finger open just to relieve it of any swelling, but I know that that's probably not the best thing to do. I've had carpal tunnel pretty much throughout my whole pregnancy to some extent, but it's got so bad within the 3rd trimester, and I'm sure doing hair as much as I have hasn't been great for it. So I haven't been doing much outside of that. When I finish doing hair, I just crash on the sofa, and that's why there's just not been anything to vlog. It's not been very exciting. We had a little bit of a scare, me and this little one, on Monday. Not a massive scare, but I'm now almost 33 weeks, and with pregnancy you're never kind of out of the woods. Like, you have your 12-week scan, you're like, oh amazing, I'm actually pregnant, brilliant. You then have your 20-week scan, oh okay, the baby's healthy, brilliant. And then as you get to the later stage, specifically I feel like the 3rd trimester, because basically anything can happen at any time. There's safer times, of course, but anything can happen. I went to my 32-week checkup on Monday, and it's weird because I kind of thought I was gonna end up going to hospital, but I went to that sounds really dramatic. It's not that dramatic. My last 2 midwife appointments, I've been measuring a bit big, and I've heard a lot of things about the way that they measure you with the tape measure, and they're not that accurate. But my midwife had said, if you measure big again, like the next time, like third time's a charm, then we will send you for another scan. And in the back of my head, so on the NHS you only get 2 scans, you get a 12-week and a 20-week, and I did want to get more scans. So it's kind of worked out well because I have been able to have more scans. I have booked a private scan already so that Hainsley could come to it, because even though I can get more scans now on the NHS, he's still not allowed to come to them. So we had booked a private scan for him to be able to come to so that he can just have another scan. On Monday I was measuring much bigger, the doctor, because it was with the GP as well, it wasn't with my midwife, because again, for some reason, a couple of your appointments are with the GP and not the midwife. So she measured me, and I know that she measured me differently, because she measured me much more. She measured much more of me. She was like, I'm going to ring the hospital. Rings them, they say, yep, send her up straight away, and we're going to give her a scan. And so at first I was like, okay, fine. I then just started freaking out when I was going to the hospital and worrying about the worst case scenario, worrying about premature delivery, worrying about having to have a induction, worrying about having to have a C-section, like every possible thing that you could worry about, as you would do. And I think because my pregnancy's been easy, I've had no problems, I'm low risk, I've had no complications up until now. Suddenly now having to go to hospital, I was just like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Got to the hospital, they then hooked me up to a monitor. Oh, because the other thing was I had felt like my movements were reduced, and movements is a massive thing, especially towards the end of pregnancy. Not that they reduced, but they were different. They were definitely the same, and this is what they say, they're the same frequencies, they were happening at the same time, but they just didn't feel as intense. I don't see my stomach like move anymore, and generally like the baby doesn't have as much room, and a lot of people will say that to you, but midwives will say that's not relevant, you should still be feeling the movements. So because they're not as intense, again, the GP was like, it could be because there's a lot of fluid around the baby, so you won't be feeling it as intensely, but as long as you're feeling them. So, and movements is a whole different thing, like you just never know like when to get worried or what to believe. But yeah, they hooked me up to a monitor so I could hear the baby's heartbeat. I had to then press this like button, which due to carpal tunnel, I pretty much have no grip in this hand at the moment, and it's always numb. So pressing anything or like doing anything with this hand is quite difficult. So yeah, I just had to press whenever I felt a movement, and she was like, if you don't, it's fine. And I think I pressed it twice in like half an hour. So then I started worrying about that, but then this paper was coming out with all the heartbeat on it, and I could hear the heartbeat, so I was like, okay, it's okay. They then were like, we're gonna send you for a scan, which I was quite happy with. The sonographer even let me peek at 4D, which was weird. And it was so funny because as soon as she put it on 4D, the baby just put its hand in front of its face and it just wasn't moving. And I was like, because it knows that daddy's not here and it doesn't want mummy to see before daddy. It obviously wasn't that, it's in my tummy, it doesn't know what it's doing, but that was just really funny. And she just said, I think the head's measuring maybe slightly big, but I had to measure it at a different angle, so it could just be because of that. So it doesn't seem like there's a problem at the moment, and I have a midwife friend who I was like, okay, just give me the real deal, do I need to prepare myself for having a C-section? And she said babies go through growth spurts all the way through pregnancy. It might just catch up by the end, it might just be going through a spurt, and then in 2 weeks time it will slow down in growth. Essentially I'm taking it as that I'm just really efficient at growing a baby. But yeah, I think this is a very common thing, that babies can measure big and then everything ends up fine. So I just wanted to prepare myself. But essentially what happens now is a good thing, because I now have another scan at 36 weeks, which is what I wanted. So I'm really happy about it. And from now on, just in general, with my appointments again towards the end, I've got them closer. So I think I'm seeing everyone pretty much every 2 weeks now until the baby's due. So that makes me feel better. We've got another scan, which makes me feel much better. But yeah, that was basically another thing that happened this week that was just a bit of a, not a shock, it was fine, but I was a bit fragile on that Monday. You just have to look for the positives where you can. But anyway, I made this porridge ages ago, it's now getting cold. So I'm gonna eat this and then get myself ready, and then yeah, I'm heading down to my mum's and I just cannot wait. Okay, here we are. Travel outfit for going to mum's. My Beyond 9 linen jumpsuit, which I pretty much wear most days. Well, I've got trainers on, but this foot feels quite restricted in them. So again, I have barely worn shoes except Birkenstocks, so I feel like maybe I should just put Birkenstocks on because they don't feel that comfortable. But anyway, Longchamp travel bag. Longchamp. Okay. Let's go. Very out of breath. Hand is very tingly. just in Mother's garden in Somerset, which is lovely. I'm just enjoying a cup of tea in my beach hut mug. And yeah, it's just been a lovely couple of days. It's been so nice to see my mum whilst I'm still pregnant. I also saw my auntie last night, we went for dinner. And yeah, just had a lovely little time in the country, which I wanted to be able to do before the baby came. Just one last time, because I love coming down here, and me and my mum are really close. So yeah, to have thought that I wouldn't be able to come down here and just have like Mum and Mary time ever again was quite sad. So I'm so happy that I've been able to do that. Here we go. I mean, look at this. This is a bit of a slog now, I'll be honest. And I remember so many of my friends being like, oh, I loved being pregnant until the 3rd trimester. And I couldn't really understand how different it would feel. But I definitely think I'm starting to feel that difference now. Not that I'm complaining, but it is very difficult. Not very difficult, but it is, yeah, it's something. Okay, we're back. So we are in the present day. Well, we're not really, are we? Because when you're watching this, it will be the past, but we're in the present day. It's Friday. It's the 24th. We're 34 weeks pregnant today. We're going for a private scan. I think I mentioned in that update that we'd already booked a private scan because regardless of what has happened previously, and now I am getting more scans, but Hainsey still can't come to my NHS scans. And so we did book this primarily so that he could just come to another scan. And also now, in light of everything that's happening with you know, perhaps the baby maybe being a bit big, it will be interesting to go today and see if it's any different, if they measure any different, if that is the case, and I should be kind of preparing a bit more for that. And then I want to pop into the shops afterwards. Hainsey was due to go meet friends, but we're not sure if that's happening now. So if he's not, then he's going to also come to the shops with me, and we're going to look at baby things. We haven't been baby shopping together yet, and so that is what we will do this afternoon. There's a couple of beauty things I want to talk about. I'll talk about these in particular because I have a discount code for you. So this brand, Mamma Mio, ages ago on Instagram, back at the beginning of my pregnancy, I became obsessed thinking, oh my god, I need to use stretch mark creams and make sure that my skin is great. As it turns out, I haven't really been that religious with that, and I haven't really been that bothered. I haven't really got any stretch marks that are any different to the ones I already had. And my stomach seems okay at the moment, but I do feel when I get bigger, and I feel it kind of stretching. So I have been moisturising, but it's not like religious. It's not every morning and every evening. It's just when I come out the shower. So when I was asking about pregnancy skincare, a lot of you recommended Mamma Mio. They just reached out to me on Instagram and sent me a message and said, can we send you some stuff? And I was like, absolutely. Because it's quite an expensive brand, and as I say, so many people did recommend it. So they've also given me a discount code, which I put on the screen and link below, and you get 20% off, I believe, but it's only until the end of July. So I wanted to make sure that I uploaded this and told you about this discount code because it is only till the end of July. So if you were also wanting to try some of it but get a bit of a discount, then this could help you out. But they sent me over 3 products. This one I haven't used yet. It's the pregnancy boob tube, and that is because my boobs haven't really changed. So you can use this whilst breastfeeding as well. So I'm going to keep that on the back burner so that when the inevitable happens, which I'm assuming will be after I've given birth, maybe my boobs will suddenly just get massive. But I have used the Mega Mama Shower Milk, which is really lovely. They're all like omega rich, which is really good for your skin in terms of elasticity and keeping it as moisturised and supple, I suppose, as it can be, so that then after pregnancy, you know, fingers crossed, it can be as close to what it used to be, but who knows. But yeah, that's a really nice shower milk. But it's this that I really like, and it's their tummy rub oil. I only use this at night because it is an oil, so it is a little bit thicker. It does take a little bit of time to sink in, but my skin on my stomach feels amazing after using this. Just really soft and just quite incredible. I feel like I'm made of cashmere. I don't know what it is, but it feels so much better than just using my cocoa butter. So I really do like this. One other thing I just want to talk about as well is natural deodorant. So I have always used natural deodorant. However, I don't really use deodorant that much. I guess I count myself lucky in that I'm not a particularly sweaty person, and in terms of smelling fresh, I only feel like I am conscious of that when it gets particularly hot, and it has been quite hot and humid. I was becoming more conscious of it, so I haven't bought deodorant for ages, but because of that I was like, I need to get something, and I went back to Malin and Goetz and their Eucalyptis deodorant. Just for women, it's so important to use natural deodorant, and definitely whilst you're pregnant as well. So this is another recommendation. I forgot how much I loved it because I haven't used it for quite a while actually. I couldn't tell you the last time I bought deodorant. It smells incredible, so I just wanted to recommend that because I think natural deodorant is quite a big thing now, isn't it? We're all quite conscious of it. So yeah, that's basically the update so far. I'm gonna go and have a drink and rest from all this talking. I was editing back the vlog last night and I feel the same way about this vlog as I did about the last vlog that I then didn't upload, and I'm wondering if maybe I'm just in like a bit of a funk really with content. I think it's more likely that. So I am going to upload this vlog just because I feel like then we can have a nice big chatty update and then go from there. It's such a funny time, isn't it? And like I feel like I'm constantly battling with, do I feel like this because I'm pregnant? Do I feel like this because lockdown's a struggle? I'm just wondering, maybe, like I've said about being pregnant, I haven't had any huge symptoms, but now I'm wondering if they're all coming at the same time. So is this just me feeling really hormonal because of being pregnant? Because I haven't felt particularly hormonal throughout the whole pregnancy, but maybe now that's just hitting me as well as everything else. So I haven't actually vlogged since Friday, and I meant to take you guys to the scan with us, took the vlog camera, forgot to put the battery in it, and then yeah, didn't really vlog the rest of that day. Yesterday I was supposed to do hair, but then it was a friend of mine and she didn't really feel that well, so we've changed her to another day. And then I went and met my friend for lunch and we did some shopping. Meant to vlog that, but I didn't really. It was quite rainy and miserable, and then I just got home after shopping and I suddenly got so tired I had to go and have a nap, and then I napped from like 5 until 7. Because I haven't vlogged properly since Friday, update, the scan went well, everything was fine. They said the baby's measuring as they would expect for the age that they are. I think it's about 5 pounds, which is crazy to think I've just got like a 5-pound baby just hanging out in my stomach. Similarly, the head might be slightly bigger, but it's still within range, so that's good to know. But everything else is on track, so that was that's peace of mind. So I've got my midwife appointment on Tuesday, so again we'll see what she says. And then there is one other thing I want to show you just before I sign off, because we do actually have our buggy, which is very exciting. I'm not going to show you this room too much because it's a second bedroom and it is the shit tip at the moment. As you can see, the bin, as you see the hoovers there. Oh, we also have the bed that came. We've got a snooze pod, which I'll talk about a bit more in vlogs to come, because we're not going to put it up just yet because we don't really need to. But yeah, I'll talk about that in more detail as and when we do it. But I am going to show you the buggy because that came a couple of weeks ago, and it was very, very kind of gifted by iCandy, and I'd mentioned that iCandy was one of the brands I was recommended. They reached out and said that they were relaunching their lime collection. So I was recommended the iCandy peach, and that is very expensive. I'm sure many of you mothers are aware how expensive buggies are. Like, I just had no idea when I started looking. iCandy have relaunched their lime collection in all black and reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be part of this launch and basically generate some content for them. Because of coronavirus, loads of brands are reaching out to creators to ask them to help shoot images for launches they've got coming up, and I've seen a lot of people doing it for fashion brands, all sorts of different brands. So yeah, when iCandy reached out, and offered to send me a buggy in exchange for some pictures, I was like, oh my god, yes please. They haven't paid me for this, they've just gifted the buggy on the understanding that I would provide images for them. So I was so happy to accept that. And also it's been really good to properly give the buggy a kind of test drive before the baby gets here, and then also report back to you guys. There we go, so this is it. This is the iCandy Lime in all black. So that's it with the carry cot, and then there is also the proper pram attachment, which we don't have on because from newborn, theoretically you have them lying flat for the most part, but I am thinking about getting a car seat as well, just for flexibility. But yeah, you can kind of push this down, of course, see them in there. Hiya! Little Teddy's just having a little sleep. Great size basket underneath. That was one of my main concerns with a buggy, wanting to have a decent sized basket. I think this new fabric, if you look at the other iCandy colours before, so they launched it in grey and also navy and now black, and it's called the Lifestyle collection, but if you look at previous models, I don't think the fabric is as nice. This is a newer fabric as well, and I think it just looks really sleek. It just moves really smoothly. Like, I could not be happier with it. I love it. I think it's such a good buggy. So if you were looking at the peach and it was a little bit above your price range, I think this one is $7.50 to buy, and it comes with the carry cot and with the crib and with a nappy bag. Whereas the peach I think is $9.99 just for the buggy, and then you have to buy the carry cot separately, buy a nappy bag separately, buy everything separately. So I think this is a bundle. It's really, really good value, and I honestly have no, there's nothing about it that I'm like, oh, it'd be nice if it had this. I think it's perfect. It's just what we wanted, so very happy about that. Yeah, just a big thank you to iCandy for including me within that campaign. It was amazing. I'm going to try and get this vlog uploaded for this evening and then start afresh this week. So for those of you that have made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Mwah.